Hey ladies, what if I told you that the key to driving your man absolutely wild in bed has nothing to do with lingerie, special moves, or even technique? It's all about how deeply you can surrender to the moment. Let me tell you a personal story that completely shifted my perspective. A while ago, I had two very different massage experiences, and one of them unexpectedly revealed a powerful secret about sensuality, connection, and the kind of intimacy that lingers in a man's memory long after the lights are out. The first massage? It was nice. The therapist was skilled, attentive. At one point, she asked if I wanted a scalp massage, with or without oil. I chose no oil, of course. My hair was freshly styled, and I didn't want to ruin it. She respected that, and the massage felt good. Relaxing. Predictable. I left thinking that was pleasant, but not much more. But the next day, I saw a different therapist, and this woman, she had magic in her hands. From the moment she touched me, I felt my entire body start to melt. Not just relax, but disappear. My mind slipped into that dreamy space where you're not quite asleep but definitely not fully awake. I lost track of time. I lost track of thoughts. And then, something clicked. At some point, without me even realizing it, she had begun massaging my scalp. My entire head, my hair, completely soaked in oil. And you know what? I didn't care. I wasn't thinking, oh no, my hair. I was thinking, this feels so insanely good I'd walk out of here looking like a coconut just to keep this moment going. And that, ladies, is the first secret of unforgettable sex, total surrender. See, with the first massage, I was in control. I was managing the experience, protecting my appearance, weighing pros and cons, staying presentable. But with the second one, I let go. I stopped overthinking. I stopped guarding my boundaries. I allowed pleasure to fully take over. And that's exactly what your man craves in bed, not just your body, but your full presence, your raw, uninhibited yes to every moment. True intimacy isn't about perfect technique. It's about creating a shared trance, where both of you forget the world, forget expectations, and dive into something primal, electric, and real. When you let go of the need to control your appearance, the sounds you make, your performance, and instead allow yourself to feel deeply, he feels it too. That authenticity? It's intoxicating. It's unforgettable. It's what makes him want you, not just sex. But to reach that place, you have to stop holding back. You have to stop editing yourself mid-moment. No more inner monologue like, is my stomach sticking out? Is this angle weird? Did I shave? None of that matters when you're in the zone. In that flow where sensation drowns out self-consciousness, and your body becomes a playground of curiosity. And yes, sometimes it helps to give your mind a little nudge. A glass of wine, soft lighting, music that puts you in that mood, whatever gets you out of your head and into your senses. Because once you stop micromanaging the moment and just follow his rhythm, let yourself feel, and explore without fear, that's when sex becomes more than an act. It becomes a journey. A journey he'll want to take with you again, and again, and again. Secret number 2. Tap into his need to conquer. Hey ladies, here's something most women never say out loud, but every man feels it in his bones. For him, sex is more than pleasure. It's power. It's proof. It's his way of saying, I've got it. I own this moment. I'm the man. And your second secret to unforgettable, addictive intimacy? Feed that fire. Think of it like this. Every time you and your man are intimate, you're not just connecting physically, you're stepping into a psychological game. One where he wants to chase, to claim, to dominate, not in a cold or aggressive way, but in that deep masculine energy that's wired into his instincts. He wants to feel like he's winning the ultimate prize, you. So what do? You become that prize. Play the role, slip into character, be his fantasy, the sultry courtesan, the wild lover, the forbidden woman, the one who looks at him with challenge in her eyes and surrender in her breath. Give him a little resistance, a little edge, and then let yourself melt, not because you have to, but because he earned it. This is not about faking it, it's about waking up the part of you that already exists. The bold, magnetic, feminine force that knows she's desirable and isn't afraid to show it. You don't have to say a word. The way you move, the way you touch him, the way you let him take you, that's what speaks volumes. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. There are roles that kill the chemistry. You know the ones. The overly shy girl, the insecure woman who hides her body under the covers, the one who's constantly in her head, afraid to make a sound or move the wrong way. Even if a man feels powerful in that moment, he's not turned on by the woman, he's compensating for her lack of confidence. He might still go through the motions. He might still enjoy it on some surface level. But trust me, he won't crave it. He won't replay it in his head the next day. He won't feel like he conquered something irresistible. Because in his mind, he's not with a sensual, powerful woman, he's with a scared girl. And that doesn't light his fire. That doesn't awaken his need to dominate. That doesn't make him feel like a man on a mission. And let's be honest, you won't enjoy it either. There's no fun in sex when you're stuck in your own insecurities. So step into the fantasy. Let go of the need to be perfect, polite, or traditionally good. Be bad, be bold, be the kind of woman who plays. And when you play well, with confidence, curiosity, and just the right amount of surrender, you become unforgettable. The kind of woman who doesn't just have sex, but creates an experience. And here's the best part. When you give him that chance to feel powerful, to feel like he's truly dominating something wild and beautiful, he will give you everything. His full attention, his full energy, his most primal, passionate self. Because now, it's not just sex. It's a dance of power and pleasure that neither of you will want to end. Secret number 3. Speak his body's language, without saying a word. Hey ladies, it's time to unlock your most powerful, and most underestimated, seduction tool. Your hands, your mouth, your entire sensation vocabulary. Think of your body as a language, and your man's skin as a canvas. Now, ask yourself, how many verbs do you actually know in the art of touch? Let's have a little fun with this. Imagine we're not talking about grammar class, but about crafting an unforgettable, sensory-rich experience for your man. Remember those playful, expressive Russian verbs? The ones that practically sing with texture? To caress, to tease, to suck, to nibble, to tickle, to stroke, to bite, to massage, to squeeze, to explore. Each one of those isn't just a word, it's a move. A technique, a weapon in your pleasure arsenal. You're not just touching him. You're creating a sequence, a symphony of sensations. Each stroke a sentence, each kiss a phrase, each graze a whole paragraph that tells him, "You're mine right now." Here's the secret. Men don't just want to be touched, they want to be explored. They crave variation. They long to feel your curiosity, your hunger, your intention in every movement. And when you bring that rich, textured variety to the way you touch him, it's not just physical, it becomes deeply emotional. He'll feel seen, desired, and devoured in the best possible way. Don't just rub his skin like it's a chore. Be deliberate. Mix it up. Start soft, a gentle stroke down the neck. Then a playful bite on the shoulder. Maybe a sharp squeeze around the waist or thighs. Then switch again, drag your nails slowly. Or give a slow, sensual kiss somewhere unexpected. Make him wonder, what's coming next? That unpredictability? It drives him wild. Now of course, every man is different, and that's part of the fun. Maybe he loves light tickling on his lower back. Or maybe he hates it and jerks away the second you try. Great. Don't panic. Just switch verbs. Swap, tickle, for scratch. Swap, nibble, for kiss. The key is to stay attuned. Stay playful. Keep juggling those actions like you're performing a sensual improv show just for him. And here's where the magic really happens. When you stop treating touch like a routine and start using it like a love language, you create an entire experience. One where your man feels like he's not just having sex, but being studied, tasted, and worshipped by someone who's completely in the moment. It's not about speed. It's not about friction. It's about depth. The depth of attention. The depth of contact. The depth of your presence while you're doing it. So next time you're together, imagine yourself armed with this rich, sensual dictionary. And don't be afraid to get poetic with it. Let your hands write poems across his chest. Let your mouth whisper verbs down his spine. Let every inch of your skin speak to him, fluently. Because when a woman touches a man with that kind of language, with variation, passion, and purpose, he doesn't just feel pleasure. He feels wanted. And that feeling? That's what makes him come back, again and again. Secret number 4. Discover the role he wants to play. Hey ladies, here's a juicy truth most people skip right over. Not every man wants to be the dominant one in bed, at least, not all the time. One of the most powerful things you can do to deepen your connection and totally rock his world is to tune into the exact kind of dynamic that turns him on the most. Ask yourself, who does he want to be when he's with you intimately? Not who he is during the day, not who he pretends to be for the world, but who he becomes in the raw, electric space between the sheets. That's where the real him shows up. And that's where your fourth secret weapon comes in. Feel his energy and follow the fantasy. You might be surprised. Some of the most powerful, high-status, alpha-type men, CEOs, military guys, natural-born leaders, often crave the exact opposite in bed. They want to let go, to be commanded, to be overpowered. These are men who carry the weight of control all day long, and when the lights go out, they want to surrender. Not because they're weak, but because the bedroom is the only place they feel safe enough to give that control up. They're not looking for a weak partner. They're looking for a woman strong enough to lead, even if just for a moment. So if you're with a man like that, give him space to drop the armor. Slip into the role of the seductive mistress, the elegant dominatrix, the mysterious force that commands his obedience with just a whisper, a glance, a perfectly timed touch. Let him be the one who follows, who submits, who begs for more. But of course, for most men, and this might be your man, the thrill is in dominating. They want to be the one taking control, taking you, pinning you to the moment with full masculine intensity. And when that's the case, your job is to lean in with surrender, openness, and delicious anticipation. Let him feel that you want to be claimed. Let him own the moment. Trust him with your softness. Still, here's the real truth. A lot of men want both. They want to switch it up. Be the king one night and your plaything the next. They want the thrill of unpredictability, the psychological foreplay that comes with role reversals, with blurred lines between power and pleasure. And that's where you come in, gorgeous. You're the director, the scene shifter, the one who can read the room, or rather, the bed, and respond in a way that unlocks his deepest desires. Because when you learn how to feel your man, not just physically, but emotionally, energetically, you start to pick up on the subtle cues. When he's craving control, and when he's aching to be freed from it. And when you respond to that without judgment, without hesitation, without second-guessing yourself, you create intimacy that's magnetic, unforgettable, and incredibly erotic. Remember, there's no single right way to do sex. There's only the right energy in the right moment. And just like you have moods and fantasies that shift, so does he. Maybe tonight he wants to pin you down and make you lose control. Maybe tomorrow he wants you to tie him up and whisper what a good boy he is. As long as you're both exploring with consent, curiosity, and trust, the possibilities are endless. You've got your own private version of 50 Shades, and guess what? You're both the stars. So go ahead, mix, experiment, flip the script. Let every night be a new story. Because when you learn to read his desires and offer him the freedom to express them, he'll keep coming back for more, and begging you to turn the next page. Secret number 5. Discover his erotic anchors. Hey ladies, here comes the final and most intimate secret, and once you understand this one, you'll never look at your man the same way again. Want to know what really drives a man wild, deep in his core? It's not just what you do with your body, it's what you awaken in his mind. Welcome to the world of erotic anchors. Every man has them, powerful, often subconscious triggers that tie his adult arousal to early life experiences. They're not always logical, and they don't have to make sense. But once you tap into these personal, turn-on buttons, your connection moves from casual to unforgettable. Why? Because now you're not just touching his body, you're reaching all the way back into his history. Let me explain. Think back to when your man was a teenager, around 14, 15, 16 years old. That age when hormones were high, boundaries were blurry, and the brain was wiring itself for lifelong arousal patterns. Maybe he was alone in his room, experimenting, discovering his body, and a certain song was playing. Or a specific smell from the kitchen drifted in, mashed potatoes being whipped, a blender whirring, or the scent of vanilla. Silly? Maybe, but our brains are strange and powerful. Those everyday moments, if linked to a heightened emotional or physical state, stick. Suddenly, a random 90s pop song or the hum of an appliance becomes an anchor, a silent, sensual cue that takes him straight back to those formative moments. These aren't always things men talk about openly, often, they don't even fully realize it themselves. But those anchors are there. Quiet, hidden, and deeply powerful. Your mission? Find them, feel them, use them. You don't need to be obvious or awkward. This isn't an interrogation, it's an exploration. In fact, some of the most revealing moments happen not through questions, but through curiosity. Ask casually, playfully, what was your favorite band when you were a teenager? What kind of stuff would get you in the mood back then? Was there a certain movie or vibe that just hit different? Or better yet, ask about his solo time. What does it for you when you're alone? Is it the sound? The smell? A memory? As you build trust, you'll start to notice patterns. Maybe he always lights up when a certain genre of music is playing. Or maybe he gets extra aroused in certain settings, like the kitchen, or the car, or right after a shower. That's not coincidence. That's an anchor revealing itself. And here's where the magic happens. Once you know these triggers, you can weave them into your intimacy. You become the woman who gets him, not just physically, but psychologically. The one who understands what turns him on before he even realizes it. You recreate the sensations he's stored deep inside, giving him the comfort of nostalgia and the thrill of something new. And guess what? When you awaken a man's deepest anchors, he doesn't forget you. You become the real-life fantasy he thought only lived in his mind. You create a bridge between who he was, who he is, and who he wants to be with, you. So yes, explore the music. Use scent. Play with timing. Set the scene. Create moments that mirror or echo those teenage discoveries, but do it with the confidence and skill of a woman who knows exactly what she's doing. This isn't just about better sex, this is about soul-deep intimacy. It's about showing your man that you see him, all the way through. And when a man feels seen, understood, and totally accepted in his erotic truth, he doesn't just open up, he falls hard. So, go practice these secrets. Feel them in your bones. Let them become part of how you connect, play, and love. And if you're feeling bold, share your experience in the comments, because this journey? It's just beginning. And remember, your power as a lover isn't in perfection, it's in presence, playfulness, and the courage to go deeper. See you in the next one.